Will the next wave of the tech trade be led by software or semis, or maybe could it be both? With us now is Dan Ives, partner and senior managing director at Yorkville Ives. Dan, always great to see you.
Great to see you.
What stage are we in this trade in terms of software and semis? Is it a one or the other still?
I don't think so. I think it just keeps coming down to like that software trade. When we saw stock sell off SaaS apocalypse, that was a fictional narrative, in my opinion. I think you're starting to see that prove itself out. But software is going to be the second, third derivatives of the AI revolution. So I still view it, even though chips are leading, software now is starting to get ready to go into that AI party. And I think the monetization, I think when you look at Microsoft, Palantir, those are two specifically that I think gave much more validation to what tech investors are looking for.
Right. And then there is this reported interest by Silver Lake for a Workday. Can you sort of go through, extrapolate what that could mean for the space if private equity is looking at a name like a Workday, an enterprise name, an HR software management name? You know, are there other names like this, and could there be other deals to come?
No, I think when you look at Workday and you look what's happening across software, in that there's value in PE, and especially in that 415 area code, they're going to find the value. I think it does put a floor on a lot of these names, specifically relative to the sector. But then you have to see as it actually plays out, and are there more deals to actually be had? It all comes down to customer bases. The install bases are key, because data, you can talk about compute, but data is almost, that's the hearts and lungs of the AI revolution. These companies have the install bases, but there's winners and losers. And you know, like some of the names that you've talked about, Adobe and some others, you're starting to see a separation relative to the names, if it's a ServiceNow or others, that will benefit versus maybe others that won't.
What do you think has been disproven since the initial IGV lull over AI displacing software? What has been disproven in that narrative so far? What have we moved past?
I think it's the narrative that software companies, that they're going to get eaten from Anthropic and the model companies. No one's going to need software companies. They're going to be disintermediated typewriter companies, word processor, VCR, however you want to think about it. Because now the monetization on the use cases, you're seeing software companies they're really key in a lot of these deals. And I think that is the shift in the narrative as you're seeing the monetization.
That's the extreme of the narrative in terms of, you know, AI completely displacing software. But is there another narrative where AI just simply at the edges takes off the need for software? Certain kinds of enterprises may adopt AI instead of going to a CRM or a Workday.
No doubt. And that's why for software companies, they can't just be on the treadmill 2.5 speed, like maybe they were 4 or 5 years ago. The hubris is out. And I think some of them they're going to have to do acquisitions. Or when it comes to boards and some of the decisions that they're going to have to make, do they look potentially strategically at other options? Because there's not all going to be winners. But the one thing that you're seeing in the AI revolution, the CapEx, for every dollar of CapEx, $5 to $6 multiplier across the rest of tech, a lot of that will be software, infrastructure, cybersecurity is a good example, right, as it all starts to play out.
Is there more room for cyber as we're hearing about more and more models getting out of sandboxes, et cetera? Do the likes of CrowdStrike, which, by the way, hit a new high in today's session, do they have the tools? Are they the answer to, breakouts like those that we've heard about so far?
I think it's a golden age for cybersecurity. Because in our view, from everything we've seen, I think budgets could ultimately double over the next 2 to 3 years. When you look at some of the leaders, let's say with George and CrowdStrike, seeing around corners relative to agents and how you're actually going to make sure that the surface area are ultimately going to be secured, Palo Alto and others. But at the end of the day, it really comes down to surface area is increasing. As the use cases grow, so is cybersecurity. It's a good example of the derivative beneficiaries. But I remember being at RSA in March, and when you go back to the spring, just the negativity there, it just shows the narrative sometimes, could be wrong at times. But these companies have to prove itself out quarter by quarter.